So I got in trouble for breaking the, what is it called?
It's a coach bolt. No, it's a batten screw.
Okay. Well, I'm in trouble for breaking the batten screws, so I broke it, now I have to fix it. How do I work this?
Oh my God.
Let's see upside down.
This gorgeous lady.
Howdy, howdy.
Dick.
72 acres.
It's
Bread time. You want safety? Stop watching now. For those of you who have seen our early release Brumby bailout videos, you'll know what I'm up to here. In our series, chronologically, we're just getting ready to receive our 2 new Brumbies. So as you can see, there's a lot more cleaning up to do. This whole area here will be the round arena area where most of the training will occur. These cattle sheds will come out a little bit wider. They will be 6 by 12 metre yards, and they will join on through a set of gates into the round yard here. And this area will then be a horse training paradise. So here's my round yard behind me, or soon to be. So it's in with the rake. So we'll be using what is called 4BP training, which is 4 Brumby protection training. It's not too long before we'll start our Brumby bailout. Our first 2 horses, Echo, who is a 10-year-old mare who is a lead mare of this particular herd. She is very high-spirited and just has that beautiful look in her eye that when that moment comes that she trusts us, it's going to be just one of those special moments in life that you never forget. The second little boy is called Coringo. He's 5 years old. He was a stallion and now he's a gelded little boy. He'll be a beautiful child's pony. And Echo, she might stay on our property as my riding horse. With that look in her eye, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to part with Echo. The method that we'll be using is a very soft method. We don't use any ropes. We don't even put a halter on to start with. It's all at liberty, and it's all about creating a partnership and trust. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this method with you. All right, I've got my breath back. I'm going to get back to the raking. And if you haven't seen our early release videos about the Brumbies, don't worry, you haven't missed a thing. Everything will be covered in this series, but I will link them for you at the end. So I've just brought Echo and Corango back in from a spell. They've been out in the 50-acre paddock for a couple of months. And basically we're starting from scratch. So I've just got Corango back to the stage where he's on a lead rope and taking not just a few steps, but going right around the round yard, which is great. So the next step for him is getting him used to having his face handled and getting the halter on, and then taking him for a walk with us on our walk with the animals, which I'm really looking forward to. Echo is just starting to learn to trust. She's yielding her hindquarters now, whereas before she was totally in fight and flight, keeping her rump and side towards me just in case she needed to kick me to get away, which is just a defense mechanism. I don't have hurt feelings about that. So now she's actually turning her hindquarters away from me and facing up to me. So that's a huge step to her. So she's learning to trust, and he's finally got his spirit back. So the 2 Brumbies have really inspired me in my next 2 books in the Running Amok Off-Grid Animal Tales. And Echo's really inspiring the fact that she's learned to trust. So her book will be called The Brumby Who Learned to Trust. And Corango's really got his mojo back. So it's going to be called The Brumby Who Found His Spirit. So I'm really looking forward to writing those books for kiddies to help them to apply those same things in their lives. Life can be difficult for children, and they really can be inspired and learn how to overcome obstacles in their life by reading books like these. They relate to animals really well. So seeing a horse who's learned to trust again after, I wouldn't call it abuse, but capture and, hot branding and things like that. So they're both coming around, and it's really great to see, and I can't wait to share the stories with children so they can learn to apply the same things in their lives if they've faced difficulties as well. So let's get on and work with Karango. The other books that are already available are Maggie the Curious Lamb, and you've seen plenty of her in our videos. Maggie the Magnificent Sheep, now she's all grown up and sharing her wisdom with the rest of the farm. Maggie's little sister, I'm sure you've met Jazzy. Maggie teaches children how to respond to their siblings, share their friendships and include them in their games together. And then of course we've got Hide and Seek with Maggie and Tilly and Sadie. And then we've got the 2 Brumbies coming up as well. So all of the Animal Tale books are personal development books for children, based around my years of personal development coaching, early learning, education, and of course my own children who are all grown up now, just like Maggie. Keep your eye out, they're available on Amazon in 10 countries I believe, and on runningamukoffgrid.com. So let's get on with Karango. That right there is the branding on his left. He doesn't want me to go on that side because he has bad memories of people going on that side. Big burn mark that we don't agree with, but it's the way that they're tracking them, the people who rescued him, and that's fair enough. They're working on maintaining the species in Australia because they're up for culling. So he's quite traumatised and doesn't like me to go on his left side, which happens to be the side where children are taught to mount. So we've got some damage there to overcome, and that's one of the things with these storybooks that I'm writing for children, is that they're learning to overcome difficulties that they've had in their lives, or just to be a better person, live a life they love, follow their intuition, be themselves and be proud of who they are. So when you buy one of these books as a gift for a child, you're not just giving them a physical gift, you're giving them the gift of possibilities, because you're opening up possibilities for them in their lives, in their future, that they may not normally have because they haven't learnt these valuable lessons on how to enjoy life and be themselves and be proud of themselves and overcome obstacles that they may not have even experienced yet. They may be to come. Bullying at school is a big thing that we're dealing with. Siblings coming along in the family is a hard thing for young children. So buy those children the gift of possibilities through our Running Amok Off-Grid Animal Tale stories, and let those children enjoy the animals as much as we do. Let's get back to Karango. I just wanted to stop and show you how he is really shy on that left-hand side and how he was traumatised and what we're dealing with to overcome that.
All I have is you, and I'll be just fine. Yeah, I'll be just fine.
Now I know why you got no fur on your knees, Maggie. All out for our evening walk.
Morning, guys. So the reason why we called you into this meeting here today is because of that thing there. It's a water bucket and it should be holding water, right?
It should be, however.
It's not. And the pigs are getting really thirsty and they got dry nose. I mean, look, poor guys, they're suffering.
Give us some water.
Water, feed me. You've had feed. So we've got to do something better than this, because what they're doing, they're rubbing against it, tipping the water out, and then wallowing and laying in it. We're watering twice a day, giving them a bit of a wallow and to do their water, but they're tipping it out straight away. So I've had a word with Eve, and what did Eve say again?
She said, since my piglets can't swim in the bathtub because we don't want them to drown, let the boys have my bathtub so they've got some water to drink.
That's so nice of her.
It was.
Everybody thank Eve.
Yeah, thanks, Eve.
Thanks, Eve. So we're going to make a metal frame to sit the Eve spa bath in so the guys can have a drink and not tip it over, hopefully. I want to create a better system than this. I want to put the pipes in the ground eventually till we completely work out exactly if these cells are going to work. Then I guess we can put the pipes in the ground and have little stanchions coming out.
Perfect example of how this water is going astray.
Yeah, love. That's
Isn't
just
it
too
nice?
funny. Oh, I love it. The size difference between Kevin Bacon and Adam.
Yeah, it's getting big.
So what Nick and I are actually thinking of doing now is, because we're not sure which one is sired, the two piglets, we're actually going to cull both of them. We're going to introduce another boar into the mix next year perhaps, because obviously interbreeding is a big no-no.
They might want some mud.
Yep. That water nice and cold?
It is now.
He's super friendly, isn't he?
They are,
Kevin.
aren't
Kevin's a lot friendlier when it comes to feed time. He's just more chilled. I think because he's top dog or top pig.
they? Well, I don't think they're really keen for a swim. So this is Eve's little wallow that we're going to be using for the boys' drinking trough.
So you're just going to lift it up and throw it out?
Yeah, I think so. Or we might be able to get it through here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, try it through that one, baby.
It's pretty heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that going to hold water?
Yeah, it should do. I mean, if not, do you want to use the other one then?
What other one?
I think that will fine holding water.
Okay. You don't think that cracks all the way through?
Don't know. Shall I take that off and screw it? I'll go and get my drill and screw it.
So we cracked our windscreen recently and Rob's gone off to meet the O'Brien guy at the gate. So I'm going to have a look and see if I can undo the screws on this tub and see whether this crack is going to stop the water coming in. Whoa, it's got a kick. Oh, that's going to strip. That is really stuck fast. Goodness me. Rob will be happy. Well, we'll strip them all by the time he gets back. That one started to go. Oh, bugger. Not happening. Nope. Oh well. What do you do? So I got in trouble for breaking the... What is it called?
It's a coach bolt. No, it's a batten screw.
Okay. Well, I'm in trouble for breaking the batten screws, so I broke it, now I have to fix it. How do I work this?
Oh my God. Well, I'll be right back. So, this trigger here is like a safety switch. So you just push that forward and grip.
Maybe you better do it.
Don't hurt yourself.
You do it.
No, you broke it, you fix it. So which ones did you...
These two. Well, that one might not be quite... Give it a go, they may come out still.
No, it's definitely rounded. You rounded it.
Rounded it. So do I go behind the washer or just in between the washer and the...
between the head and the washer,
But won't it wreck the plastic?
probably. I've got no other answer.
So how do I hold this safely? Just like that?
Yeah.
What about this guard coming down and hitting the top of here?
No, because it's a guard, it won't hurt you.
No, I mean, it will stop it from...
Oh no.
Well, maybe not. Let's see. Is this going to kick?
No? It would kick forward if anything. You've got to cut the metal, not the plastic.
Well, it's hard. It comes out like that on an angle, and I've got to get behind
would you like
here.
me to
I
do
did
it?
ask you to.
Okay. I just wanted to see you do it.
So that crack does go all the way through.
What does, lovey?
This crack here on
yeah.
this end.
It's no good then.
No.
All right.
Might be all right for a wallow, but it's not going to be trusty,
No.
a trusty water trough, is it?
No. Actually, that is a really good tip. Remember the video I made the bathroom and I was taking the doors off and there were screws that would straight cut. They're just like a straight blade. They weren't a Phillips or star bit like this. And I said to the guys at home, a really good tip is when you've had a screw in a piece of wood for a long time, it kind of gripped. So instead of trying to undo it and screwing the head up, tighten it just a little bit to break that seal.
Break the seal, yeah.
Then undo. So with this, it started to spin undoing. So I've come forward and I've just knocked it forward a bit and she'll come undone.
So the crack was all the way through, so we've reassembled it. We're going to put it in to the boys for them to have a swimming trough, and then we'll make them a water system. How come I get the heavy end? What about here, where there's already a bit of a hole?
I'll go through.
Okay.
Hey, pig, pig. Hey, pig, pig. Hey, pig, pig. Okay, babe. Need to dig that in somewhat, because that's how they did last time. They just uprooted it, got their nose under here and just lifted.
This thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Even when it was full.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, how powerful they are, hey?
Maybe they just like the mud then.
Yeah.
It gives them something to play with
Get
anyway.
the hose in and we'll fill it up.
Right.
Jeez. You know there? You're just hoeing into that, aren't you? Hey? Hello, Ken. Hello. Oh, that's so nice. Look out then. Adam was just reefing into that.
Oh yeah.
Who said pigs are dirty? Look at them one in a bar.
Yeah.
It's funny, when you get busy, right, and you kind of head down, ass up, aren't you, as the saying goes.
Yeah.
But as soon as you stop and look up, what do you see?
Beauty.
Isn't that just amazing? Oh, I love it.
I think the dogs want to get in and play too.
Yeah.
They say their noses are as sensitive as our fingers. Well, this is our second alternative. It looks okay. I'll bring it down into the shed and have a look. She's on a bit of a lean.
She is. Can you explain?
Yeah, so we don't think this will come out. In fact, we're quite sure it won't. And we don't have any plugs for these holes. So we're thinking we're going to cut just above them. This will just be a for now answer, won't it?
Yep.
So going to be a long-term fix, but at least we can secure it in a way where they can't tip it out and they can have some water to drink.
I did have, oh, there's that frame there, but that was kind of the idea. Let me grab it.
Okay.
And then just put some kind of feet on it, really, legs.
So we'll just do up a makeshift frame for this one and do a proper frame when we get a decent drum. Bob's got a frame here.
That sort of frame, if it sat in there sort of thing.
Yeah.
Get the idea?
Yeah.
We'll cut it and fit it, cut it and shut it. Cut it and shut it.
Cut it, fit it.
And then put some legs down, and then like a cradle.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it then.
All right. So do you want this on the table or on the floor to cut?
On the floor for now. I'll just cut a line, draw a line through there. Comes the wind again.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that Annie Lennox song, when she said, "Here comes that rain again."
Yeah.
So which one are we keeping?
Yeah, this side is the straightest, I think.
Okay.
That side's lumpy.
All right then. It's going to get. We could either.
Do you
use,
want me to hold this or should I stand back?
If you hold it here. What do you reckon about you eyeing it, balling it? Happy with that?
That looks pretty good.
Okay. Obviously, this is a well-ventilated area. If you're doing this indoors, for God's sake, wear a mask, because this potentially is hazardous, and I don't want any hazardous getting into your lungs.
Yeah, it's really melty and smoky, isn't it?
I don't know, because we're in a really well-ventilated area, because I can't smell it.
But it's floating away.
Before we go too far, my sweet, we need to connect that with that down the bottom. So I need to find the mark where it is here. And if we were to roughly,
Well, I was looking at this middle piece here.
about there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because if we stay same distance.
I will. It just doesn't look right.
And then we can change it if we need to after we go like that. Looks pretty good. What do you reckon?
Okay. Maybe. Yeah, maybe, baby.
It's a bit
Alright.
hard when it's squished on one side, isn't it?
All right. See how far
Yeah,
that's
a little
out?
bit out.
Hey?
It's a little bit out, isn't it?
See, according to
I
my-
think it's because of the way this is squished down. If it stood up, it would probably go that way. See what I mean? Because this side's squished, so it would go
looks like
back
it's
that way. It
melted, doesn't it?
does actually.
So what do you want to do? To me, that looks right there. And according to my calculations, that's it's perpendicular to that line.
This then will be crooked. How about if we go in the middle? Because this is on an angle, that's why.
Then what?
And bring this back to meet it.
Okay.
Sound reasonable?
Nope.
Was that a no?
Yep.
Why?
I've just been funny. Not funny. Just, what's the word? Sarcastic.
Disagreeable.
Sarcastic. Ready?
No. I did say no.
Oh, did ya? Oh, I thought you'd been sarcastic. Really?
Yeah.
You've been sarcastic?
No.
Okay. And I'm also a trained professional hold my breather. I can hold my breath for a long time. At
Yeah.
least 7 seconds. Now, that's a record, isn't it?
It is. Especially
You can.
like when you're talking.
I'm gonna have to get my saw in there. My repeater saw. Well, you have a look from this angle.
If you come down like this,
shall I remark that then? Remark. That's a remark. Bit like that. Do you reckon the pigs will notice?
yeah, they won't use it because it's too rough.
Too what?
Rough.
I don't blame them. I wouldn't use it either.
No.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're just having fun, aren't we?
That's right.
Hey?
That's right. You ready?
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Do you know what? It's so much better with this one.
Was
Why
it?
don't you suggest this in the first place?
Hey, I reckon the piglets could get out of that.
You reckon?
That could be a shallow wallow.
A shallow walla?
Yeah, shallow wallow.
That's a shallow walla.
Ooh. Yeah, there's no
It's just been
stretching that
melted
out.
together.
Yeah,
It's been like melted, didn't it? It's pretty melted.
melted. I think that will work for them. What do you reckon?
No.
You don't? No. There's a wallow for the piglets.
That's terrible.
It's waterproof. It'll hold water for now.
That's bloody deep. That's much more better, huh?
I think that'll be good for the piglets to have some water to swim in.
Why don't these guys say which one they prefer?
By the time they see it, it will be 3 months down the track.
Yeah, but they don't know that, do they?
What's your problem with them?
Just deep.
Well, it can only be filled to there.
Yeah. All right. We've got to really custom make that cradle now, haven't we? Because it's not going to be square.
Yep. Bob did a great job of making the frame, and here's the end result. Oops.
You're such a troffer. Well, that's success there.
Yum. What a spoiled pig. Can you smell it? Yum. We want some, we want some.
Oh, don't want you having it.
It's different, isn't it? Ooh.
Wasn't what I was doing there. Yeah, Mama's having them. Mama's having
Name's
them.
mine. Good girl, Tilly.
Buddy, here. Come on, buddy. Buddy!
The bustards are back. Rocco's pretty interested in them.